I chose to come to MMU because when I was going through looking for universities, this was one of the places where I thought I was going to be more comfortable with. I saw the university and the halls and the general perception of the whole university, and I thought it was going to be good for my course. I chose business management with marketing because I did business management at A-levels, business studies, and I quite like the idea of managing finances, managing time and people, and being at the top end of the organisation. And marketing I chose because I quite like the advertisement and the idea of creating and motivating people to buy products. I quite like the idea of being a bit independent in my studies and having the opportunity to go and look for things myself and find the right material that I need to study. And I also like that the lecturers are there if I've got any problems or any queries that I can make to them, and they can give me advice about that. For me personally, I like being in an environment which is not so busy and not so centred in a big city. I've been living in big cities since I was very young, and I've tried a few years living in a small town, and I quite like the idea of being just surrounded by students and not having the environment of stress and everything that a city comes with. I chose to live in halls, firstly because it's easier for someone who's coming into a new town, let's say, where you don't know what the situation is, you don't really know where the university is based, whether it's going to be close to student housing or anything like that. It's quite easier to think, okay, I'm going to have everything organised for me. I'm just going to be given the key, and when I go in, you know, I have the bed, I have the table, I know that I'm going to have the basic things that I need for my everyday life, and that I don't have to worry about paying for bills or paying for the internet, which is something very useful that you need, or setting anything up. Everything is set up and ready for you to do. When you come into booth halls, you'd have your own room with a shower and a toilet, and inside you have shower curtains, you have your own bin, and then in your room in general you have your bed, of course, with a mattress, a bedside table, you have bins, and that's about it. And sometimes you get the internet which you need to access the internet. And in the kitchen you have the basic things that you need, as in a microwave, a kettle, a toaster, you have the fridges, the freezer, and an ironing table, and the rest of it you have to bring for yourself. Walking into a room, for me, it felt like moving completely to a different stage of my life, because you walk in to a new flat which is it's furnished, but there's no sense of home. You walk into a room which is plain, and you think, you know, I'm changing here from living with my parents, from having everything done for me, to a life where I have to do everything for myself. I think to settle in halls, the first problem that you encounter for any normal student is the problems about doing everything by yourself. But for me personally, I've been always quite independent, and even at home I was used to sharing tasks with my parents, because I'm the oldest of the family as well. I don't have any problems with cooking or ironing or anything like that, so it was quite comfortable to say, oh, I have some space for myself and some space I don't have to share with anyone else, and I can decide for myself now silly things as what time you eat, or whether I iron my shirts or I don't iron my shirts. It's quite hard, the shock of meeting the new people you're going to be living with, when you can't choose them and say, these are not my friends, they've just come into university just like me, or maybe they're, as in my experience, they're second-year students who've been here before, so they know what everything is about and how everything works. And you have the opportunity to share some of your more closest experience with them, because you spend a lot of time with them. When you move into a flat with people of different ages and in different stages of sometimes the same course or different courses, it's very useful to find that sometimes you have knowledge of things that they might not, even though they're older than you. And it's also mostly useful that you have people who are older than you and have already been through this situation before in previous years, who can help you, and especially if you have problems with the cleaning or the cooking, or you're not sure how to do this or something else, they just have the experience, and they can give to you. And it's mostly interesting for me to share from cultures of around the world that we have in my flat, and to experience different courses as well, not just your own. When we have problems at halls, normally the first thing you do is you call reception. They're there almost 24 hours a day, during the weekends as well. So any little problems that you have, maybe you've broken, I don't know, the thing that we've done before. You just go straight away to reception and they make a note of it and you have someone fix it straight away. And if it's something to do maybe with disturbances or noise, same thing, you can just call them and they send someone straight up to sort the problem. When you're deciding on things to bring to uni, the first thing that they give you on the accommodation website a list of the basic things that you need, whether it's a pillow or sheets for your bed or a duvet or things like that. They give you the basic list, and after that, mostly students, I think, they bring too many things into your first year. The students from the UK are lucky enough to be living around the university and not too far away, so they can go back on the weekends and bring stuff back. For all my personal experiences, because I come from a different country, the first time I came to university, I only came with one suitcase. Sometimes you feel like you struggle because you're missing cutlery or cups or anything like that. But I think it's quite easy and quite reachable to just go into a superstore which is around the corner, and just get things you need from there, quite cheap. Once I graduate, I think I will stay in the UK, at least to start my career. And then if I don't find a working opportunity that I like, I might just go wherever the job takes me. I don't have a really big problem about where I will end up working. I want to say the European Union because obviously it's the place to be at the moment. It's where all the business is going. I am the president of the International Society, and what we do is we just get all the internationals together because it's a way of making a family for everyone who comes in, because it's very hard for an international person to come to England, first of all by yourself. You're leaving your family and your friends behind, and you're in a strange place where you don't speak your own language, and you've got different culture and a different environment altogether. So what we try to do is try to get all the internationals together and people who actually know how you feel and what it feels like to move away from everything that you know. And we organise just small events, dinners, sport days, or just going out events, just so that people get together and meet each other. The International Society started, I think, in Manchester site of MMU. They have an organisation by themselves, but no one took the opportunity to bring that back to Crewe. So we decided this year that we needed, let's just say, a formal society to bring everyone together. Here in England, everything is practical and everything is, what do you need to be employable? What do you need to get the job that you want or to do the career that you want?